another StockPulse.com news debrief. Talking Peruvian Metals today. Peruvian Metals trades as PER on the Toronto Venture Exchange, DUVNF on the OTC Pinks in the States. I've got with me now the president and CEO, Jeff Reeder. Jeff, appreciate you taking the time here. I want to run through some news here, your latest one, another record-breaking quarter here. But before we do that, maybe let's recapture 2021. So quite a year in the market, almost a threefold move. Jeff Reeder, Peruvian Metals, please run through 2021.
Well, I mean, we had over a 300% increase in our share price. That's one thing, which is always positive for our shareholders. So we didn't have to go to the market, raise any money. Our last money raise was back in third and fourth quarter of 2020, and that was just once the COVID restrictions were lifted. We needed some money to go back and restart. We have a very tight share structure. More than 50% of our stock is controlled by 3 or 4 people, including myself. And most importantly is that our share structure is showing that that we've cleaned it up quite a bit. We have close to 98 or a little bit more than 90 million shares fully are outstanding, and about 5 million shares that are in options and in warrants. So probably have about 105 million fully diluted. And most importantly, that a lot of those warrants and some of those options are in the money right now. They'll bring some extra cash in this year, probably in the first, probably second quarter, that will make sure that money comes in. But our balance sheet is improving. We've eliminated almost 60% of our debt from the previous year before. And we plan on being debt-free by the end of this year and cash flowing. And once you're cash flowing, you can do a lot of things with that. You can pay back return some money back to the stockholder, possibly buy back some stock, or just increase our operations. So it's a really nice choices that we'll have with the way we're working. And 2021, Rob, I mean, we had our best year so far, but in the last 6 months of 2021, 93% of our plant was at full capacity. So we're going to have a better year this year. Plus we're going to be doing a few deals on a few of our properties, and instead of increasing the size of our plant, the capacity of the plant, we're going to be processing our own mineral and purchasing mineral, which we've been talking to several shareholders, but we had to honor some commitments in Peru in 2021. We've done that, and we had to clean up the balance sheet, and we're doing that, and it's really looking very positive right now for the company.
Okay, Jeff, you've established the health of the company. You're eliminating debt. You don't have to go to the market. Let's talk about 2022 here. Coming off a record fourth quarter here, you seem to be doing that. I know the plan was always to continue to maybe work with strategic deals on a third-party ore, but to move into your own processing. So how will that look as you turn the page into 22?
Yeah, so we have 2 assets right now. We have besides the plant, we have Pasto Dorada, which we're also over 50% ownership. And then we have 100% ownership in a new property that we won in a closed bid auction back in November. That has an old mine workings on it. We're going to put the adit. We're going to get artisanal permit in there. We're going to stabilize the entrance. So we're going to start where they left off several decades ago. But mineral that came out of that was sitting in about 10 to 12 ounces silver, but with lead and zinc. So we're about 15% or 15 ounces silver equivalent. So we're going to focus on that. Our exploration dollars are going into those properties, but the exploration dollars is going into underground development. As we further advance the underground development, we're exploring at the same time. And it's just like a vertical drill hole along the vein, right? Or trench. And any exploration dollars that we're going to spend is going to be focused on mineral feed for our plant. if we do some drilling in any of these things, it will be underground drilling, but it will be only a small amount of drilling, underground drilling. But most importantly, that our goal to our 2022 goal is to increase the margins per ton processed rather than increasing the size of the plant. That's our goal. And we've got a very good base that we can start on, because we can fill our plant with third-party ore, but we're going to have to start replacing it with our own ore and purchase ore. And it's going to be a combination of the both. And as we do that, our margins will increase, and we'll have a better year 2022 for that reason. And we do not have to go spend a whole pile of money on exploration, because we already have our own properties and our own assets, and we will be spending money basically development, exploration development, drifting, going along the veins and bringing the mineral down to the plant as we extract it for a bulk sample, basically.
Hey, Jeff, spend a minute on drifting here. For those investors maybe not familiar, I know a typical model is drill it from the top and see what you got, or you got a little different philosophy in how you run things. Explain that to investors.
Okay, so if we drift along the vein, that means it's like horizontally. So you're going along the vein, following the vein, you are taking the mineral out, and then we can hand sort it outside the adit, put the mineral into a truck, ship it to our plant for processing and treat it as a bulk sample. Then we can do is to set up underground drill pads. As you go along the drift, we can kind of go perpendicular to the vein, maybe 10, 15, 20 meters, and then underground drill and drill from underground and fan out your drill holes, so we can figure out what's going on at depth of the vein. And when we be able to do that, we would know that that's the vein that we're intersecting. Sometimes when you're drilling from surface and you're drilling a vein system, you may have to drill 100, 150 meters to intersect a 1 meter intersection. But you still got to go along the vein. You still got to eventually mine it. So what we're really doing here is we're creating underground development, and then we'll drill to know exactly where the high grade chutes are. And instead of drilling 100 and 200 meter holes, we'll be drilling 20 meter holes. And we're drilling these holes for grade, and we will drill these holes for feed to our plant, knowing that if we come across a section that is basically a very high grade section, then we'll focus on ramping down, doing shafts and drifts. Shaft is a vertical underground development along our horizontal development. And Peru's full of underground miners. We've got some good miners right now. Palta Dorada, we're doing that right now, and we're going to do it several times. And I think sometimes when you're drilling long holes for a small intersection, it can get very, very costly. So we're doing things very different than anybody else. I don't think that it's drilling 200 meter holes for a 1 meter intersection. You got to drill a lot. It costs a lot of money, right? So we're going to only drill after we create underground development, so we can bring underground drill rigs in. And if we have our permits to extract bulk samples, we can use those permits to actually underground drills to drill underground. So we don't need to be permitting surface drilling. We can do it from underground.
Okay, appreciate that update, and we'll certainly look forward to checking back in. You have some more. That's Jeff Reeder. He's the president and CEO of Peruvian Metals. Peruvian trades as PER on the Toronto Venture Exchange, DUVNF on the OTC Pinks in the States. Again, Jeff, thanks for the time. We'll look forward to checking back in when you hit the wire again.
Thank you, Rob.